Good morning. Now, I don't quite know how to pronounce where we are today. The closest I can get is Leixoes. But it's the gateway to Porto, and that is what we are exploring today.
Still in Portugal.
Yeah.
A new port for us. It's one of our good friend Caroline's favorite ports from Travel Port. She's like, you have to go there, so we're excited to explore it, even in the rain.
Oh, yeah.
It's supposed to be really rainy.
Yeah, but we've got a Shore Excursions Group tour plotted for today. All sorts of elements, and let's just put some rain gear on and get out there.
Just do it.
All right,
you only live once.
Yum, yum, yum. Delicioso. Oh, look at all those birds. They know fishing boats are where it's at. So we're slowly backing into position, and fun fact, this particular tour does require a taxi or Uber ride over to Porto proper, which takes about 20 to 25 minutes to get over there. Our gangway today was deck 1 midship. Oh, we have another nice sturdy one today. They do have a complimentary shuttle bus to the port gate, so I think we'll take that for speed's sake this morning. Oh, not just the port gate. Okay, it takes you a little bit into the town. Through a combination of ship, shuttle bus, and an Uber, we have arrived at the Center for Photography, which is our meeting point for the tour. Now, granted, we are 48 minutes late. Dun, dun, dun. The tour, of course, has already departed, but we should be able to catch up to them at the first stop, we think. We're going to give it a try. We've been in communication with them this morning. Well, here is where we will be starting our day. This is a very popular bookshop. You actually need a time slot to get into this place. Oh, we have found our guide and joined the queue. Woohoo!
It can be done.
Quite the intimidating storefront. I feel like I'm going into a Harry Potter bookshop or something. Well, apparently, if you buy a book, you get a €10, like a credit back against the ticket price of coming in here. They do have English books on the other side and upstairs, he said. Just look at this place. Well, we have joined the line to go up the staircase. You think they have anything from Gilderoy Lockhart in here? Magical Me? Success. Now we can take in all the views from the top of the world. Definitely a bustling, hustling place. I'm not sure how the credit would work, being that the admission is included in this tour. I don't know that we're going to come away with a book to find that out. Well, let's see if we can get back down to ground level, shall we? Now we'll have a bit of a browse. They have a book on divination. This is a magical bookshop. We've got a few minutes left, but the part of the tour that we missed was kind of a scenic architectural looking tour. Oh, hey, bus. So we're going to peek outside and look at some of this architecture, and then we're going to carry on with the rest of the tour, which is kind of an experiment in different modes of transportation. Oh, in this direction, we can listen to Bésame Mucho on violin and see some more architecture. We've all gathered after the bookshop run. Let the fun continue. We're going to do a little bit of scenic looking anyway before we get started. Nice. So we still get to see the historic train station, the bell tower, things like that. Apparently down this street is a scheduled coffee break and restroom break. Yes, please. Okay, we have passed the most bookshops. But I mean, you've got to go in the cutesy bookshop, of course. It was a lot. It was overwhelming, but it was awesome to see. The drops are starting to come out of the sky, so we might have to switch to GoPro mode periodically. Well, we paused for about a 15-minute restroom break, coffee break here. It looks like the rains have started coming down. All right, GoPro mode, let's do this. This area, our guide said, translates to the Avenue of the Allies, which is, I guess, paying tribute and honor to World War I. Our next point of interest is actually a McDonald's. No joke, but it used to be a very famous place called Imperial Cafe, and it still has some stunning architecture. Okay, we're going to have a little bit of free time to peek in here. Let's reactivate indoor camera mode. Yeah, who knew that the McDonald's was going to be a highlight today?
You know, people in here are just trying to enjoy their meals. They're like, what in the world? Why are these people all in here taking pictures? But it's the prettiest McDonald's I've personally ever seen, so I get it.
Yeah, it's not awkward at all, just standing here recording while people chow down on the Big Mac. Back out into the world. A quick stop at a gift shop in case anybody needs to purchase an umbrella.
The church would have been useless. There would have been any space inside the church, which anyway is very small.
So we're making our way down to the train station now. Not that this is another transportation we're going to ride, but just to get a look around. It still fits in with the transportation theme though, right? So we're going to come get some explanations first and have a little bit of free time to look around in here. Our guide does have a nice little speaker box, but we are not going to be able to pick up any of that in this environment. So excuse the noise and the hustle and bustle, but welcome to the train station. The station inaugurated in 1916, I believe he said. So we got a nice dose of history there. Now we have 4 or 5 minutes to run around and take some pictures. Oh, look at the trains. We could peek out there and see some of the buildings just outside the station. We've collected one more form of transportation today. Well, the sky seems to have stopped crying temporarily. Oh, architecture alert. So this is the cathedral we are going to squeak up here and see. Oh, yes. Hello, friend. Nature D is happy. That kitty was not having any of that today. 2 cats. Oh, yeah, she had to go get her bodyguard and be like, these humans are looking at me funny. Well, from cats to the cathedral. That's a stretch. We've crossed the street now to get a slightly better peek. Side note, that has got to be one of the prettiest Starbucks I've seen in a long time. Oh, hey, Van. All these little stores are everywhere. What is this chain? I don't think they have a cafe in that one, though. Well, we're going to cross this bridge. Guess we'll see what scenic views we get from out here. We're going to come out and get some nice views of the Douro River, I see. Man, we all hit this first viewpoint. We went, wow, so we have to stop here, take this in. Just like a postcard. You can take river cruises along this river from what I've seen online. Looks like there's a few river cruisy vessels down here too. Train, train, train! Now, I'm not saying that train was full of fools, but, you know. Squeaky, squeaky. It's starting to rain a little bit, so I think we'll go back to GoPro mode. I learned that lesson the hard way. Ooh, I think I see our next destination, Teleférico de Gaia. So this bridge was completed in 1886. Apparently used to be a car bridge. But yes, the next phase of our tour is going to be taking the gondola over here down to a riverboat. So we are really getting ready to amp up that transportation game. Welcome back to the ground. We will find our boat in this general direction. We have found our vessel, Ferreira. Well, they had some outside semi-covered seating on the front. We have chosen the inside cabin with the solid windows, even though it might be a little drippy for our views. Made it back to land, and we're going in GoPro mode again because look at that rain. So hey, fun fact, I'm full of those today. Right there at the boat dock is actually where our tour ends, so we are now in free roaming mode. Well, one of our goals was to find some local port wine. We've stumbled across this place called Ramos Pinto. Certified Porto Wine Tourism. Okay, thanks Google for finding us this place.
Fascinating.
You guys, have you been to this place? This place is awesome. We have chosen a 4 wine, 4 chocolate package. They've given us a little book here where we can learn a little bit more about what we're going to be tasting. There are the names of what we will be tasting and the types and flavors of chocolates that will be paired with them. We have received our 4 wines. We have got a white, a couple of rubies. You can see the differences in color there too. That one's had the skins and stuff in contact a lot longer, makes it darker. We've got a tawny port at the end. Nice little box of chocolates. So we swirl, we smell, we sip, and we bite chocolate. We even have a little guide over here in multiple languages about how to taste your wine.
So cute.
All right, we've gone around one round of all 4 pairings.
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
So this was really fun to experience with the chocolate in the port, but my favorite was actually the one that was probably supposed to be the driest. It reminded me the most of like red wine, but it doesn't have the harsh tannins that red wine can sometimes have. And they paired it with dark chocolate sea salt, which is my love. So that was amazing.
My name is Dark Chocolate Sea Salt. I didn't know that.
Second love.
Look, I like them all, but this tawny is super caramel, and I love everything down on this end that's happening. This is just a great experience.
So fun.
So I saved enough bites where we can go around like 3 times in a circle probably. So let's keep going. Whew, that was amazing. All right, let's go find a ride. We have made it back to the port. Looks like our gangway is here midship, level 1. Oporto.
Good evening.
y'all. We are fresh and clean, and I am purple like a grape that makes some wine.
And I am wearing clothes that I've already worn in a
yeah.
video before, so there's no outfit of the evening. Sorry.
Wow, well, my shirt came from King Size, and my pants came from Walmart. So there we go.
Nice.
Good enough. So how was your day here?
So good. So even though the weather was not really in our favor, I still am so happy we went out and like got to see all of Porto. It was beautiful, not disappointing at all. The scenery, lovely. Our tour guide, Eduardo, was very, very knowledgeable from what we could hear. It was a slightly larger group for a walking tour. It was like 17 people, and we couldn't always hear what was going on, but I think we got the gist of it.
If not, I made it up.
It's true. So we started at the bookstore, which was lovely, very crowded. I feel like that's something that like maybe TikTok kind of like has made very, very popular, or it could have been popular the whole time. But
dang social media.
even if I wanted to buy a book, it was so busy. So that was not necessarily my favorite. It was beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Don't get me wrong, but I like quieter areas. So after that, we went and looked at the train station, and we had several little stops along the way, but the highlights were the gondola, the riverboat cruise, which I don't have any pictures of because the windows were definitely rainy, but Jay did some good video of that.
Out the window. We could have stood outside, but we were tired of being wet.
I was freezing, but it was still lovely. And then at the end of it, we went and Jay found a wine cave for us that's been around since like the 1800s.
I did good, y'all.
And it was so good because a lot of tour groups were coming in there, so we knew we found a good one.
Yeah, and those the wines, they really paired well with the chocolate.
Gosh.
So if you get a chance, do the around the world that we did because it was great.
And you have to try port in Porto because it's from the Douro.
Oh yeah. So
how do you say it?
Well, you have to say because it's something like Douro if you're on the Spanish side, but it's Douro if you're on the Portuguese side.
It's from there.
That.
When in Rome, right? You have to try the local food and drinks.
So Shore Excursions Group, boom, use the link, help support, find some fun. The wine cave was not part of the tour.
It wasn't, but it's not far from where it ends,
No,
and
it's
you can
not.
enjoy it yourselves.
Yeah, so, hey, now you know what? Let's continue some fun.
Dinner.
Dinner, dinner, dinner. we are done with dinner, and it is time for music trivia, but it's a special one. It's officers versus guests. Ooh, we won trivia, now it's showtime. Well, reading the paper for today, I believe this is a juggling strength act kind of show, so let's be entertained.
Prepare to be wowed. I just prepare for the unexpected, because it will happen. Tonight's performer has won 2 world records. The holder of 2 world records. Tonight, he's going for a 3rd. You're not awake. You have had a very long day, I feel. We're going to try this again, because he deserves better than that. So, tonight's performer has 2 world records. Okay, you're much better. This is it. He deserves that sort of reaction, okay? And by the way, you're going to be giving those sort of reactions even if you didn't intend to, because you are going to be wowed by tonight's show. Please welcome to the stage Jazz Daniel.
Juggle. We have come back to the cabin to find our paperwork for tomorrow. Oh yes, we are losing that hour that Portugal gave us back.
Ooh.
As we head to France.
Yay!
Good night. Hey y'all, we are back in the cabin, and that's where we like to be.
We lose an hour.
Oh my
Yay.
gosh, let's go to bed right now.
It's okay. Wake up.
So hey, show time. We had some, I would say local entertainment, because like I said, we are on the way to France, and he was from France.
From Paris, yeah. Jazz Daniel, strength and juggling was his thing, and he has a world record, or maybe 2, they said. So that's pretty cool. Really impressive with like everything he did. Definitely did some tricks I've never seen before on land or sea. And with the amount that the ship is rocking,
That's impressive.
Whoa, so impressive with what he could do. Like the glasses balancing,
The spoon on the nose.
The spoon on the
Or the
forehead.
forehead.
That was so impressive. And then the last trick he did where he like flipped a glass up onto like a round straw type of thing and balanced it. I don't know how he does all that, but it was pretty impressive for sure.
Yeah, we learned that his grandfather trained sea lions, and
Yeah.
the sea lions would balance the spoons on their nose. That's why I got confused.
That's why he wanted to learn how to do it.
Yeah, that was great. All right, let's jump into dinner, and then good night.
Yes.
So we both ate a big rice ball. Now I'm surprised, you said you don't think you've had this before.
Not on Holland America.
All right, I've had it many times.
Orange
So please
cheesy.
tell me about it.
It's cheesy and gooey and ricey and fried to perfection, and it was warm because I was freezing, so it was perfect.
It was perfect. Y'all, cheese pull.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you had some soup. You must have been cold, yeah.
Yeah, it was cioppino. So more like a lighter colored broth than I would expect from a cioppino, but it did have mussels and clams and shrimp and some scallops in it. It had a very flavorful broth though, and it was really good.
Who ate those mussels?
Jay, because I don't like mussels. I mean, I like mussels, but not mussels.
Thanks. I had beets and burrata and hazelnuts and all kinds of stuff on there. You know, if there's cheese involved, I am there. So, earthy, creamy, yummy. That's it. Whoa!
Sweet and sour chicken. He said that this was like one of his recommendations, and it was good. Huge portion, really lovely sauce. It wasn't like overly sweet or sour. It was perfect with some rice. I like the pineapple addition to it. Yummy, yummy in my tummy.
Now me, Get your mind out the gutter. Stop it now. My plate was pork schnitzel. Now, granted, the pork was not very big, but it was delicious and crispy. Those white asparagus. Have you ever seen such a thing?
No.
They were gigantic.
They're like the size of the plate. Look at the picture.
Yeah, I laughed when this hit the table for multiple reasons. But anyway, they were kind of a little bit crunchy. Now, I had one fantastic white asparagus a few nights ago that was so good. These were good, but they were a little bit like harder. But
Probably because they need cooked longer.
I still enjoyed this whole plate. Especially those asparagus. Veggie bowl, mushrooms, broccoli. Now, you ate a lot of the mushrooms.
The mushrooms were fantastic. I think they had like Italian seasoning on them, and they were delicious.
And the broccoli tasted like broccoli. Yeah. We both, of course, had to get the pastel. They call it the pastel de nata.
They did.
Just to see. Now, here's what I think happened. I think that they bought these 2 days ago in Lisbon.
They were buying them locally, yes.
After the power went out, they went out and collected some of these, and they've kept them in the fridge on the ship. They were good, but if you ever had a real one, this one was a little sad.
It was just too chewy. There was no crispness to the shell portion of it. So if you're in Portugal, please do yourself a favor and go get them fresh. There's nothing like it. They are delicious. These tasted good, but the texture was just off.
They were not right.
They tried.
Yeah, they did. I appreciate that they brought these onto the ship for us.
Same.
Please don't eat them on the ship. Go get them in Portugal.
For sure.
But good overall.
Yeah.
Y'all, speaking of good, night.
We have a sea day tomorrow.
We do.
Yay. But Portugal has been so good.
But we will see you again in France.
Yes.
So come on back now.
Au revoir.
Oui, oui.